Good evening, and welcome to my house. I, Professor Draculastein, am back with another riveting episode of Professor Draculastein's Midnight Horror Picture Film Review Show. Thank you all for watching my YouTube debut on Basket Case. The episode even received the blessing of Dwayne Bradley himself, Kevin Van Hentenryck. I'm happy to see that he still doesn't take himself too seriously. Let's get tonight's episode underway with a trip to the film archive. Oh, pet! I don't know much about 2015's Headless, other than that my copy is autographed by Shane Beasley, as well as a few other folks who were involved. Oh, and it's a whopping 86 minutes long. The film was based on clips from 2012's Found, which I have yet to see but sounds equally as twisted as Headless. The reviews Headless earned are mixed from both ends of the rating spectrum. I guess how you receive it depends on just how depraved your screen tastes are. But if you're into extreme violence, torture, decapitations, brutal mutilations, child abuse, cannibalism, twisted sexual deviancy, and feeling kind of sad and disgusted with yourself, this is the movie for you. I had not seen anything as extreme as this before or since. And yes, I have seen the overrated cloud of flatulence that is Terrifier. But there was no question I was destined to fall in love with Headless. It makes blood-sucking freaks look like Problem Child. Headless is basically a snuff film, which I guess is what happens when half your crew are special effects artists. But Driving the Gore is a simple story. Director Arthur Cullifer and writer Nathan Erdell totally worked to humanize the killer to some extent. I mean, you can't tell me that Skullboy isn't cute as hell. His story reminds me that of Edmund Kemper on PCP and acid. Kemper is partially the way he is and did the things he did under the trauma of his mother, not unlike what Skullboy endures throughout this film. I'm not saying that dismembering women, eating eyeballs, and becoming a necrophiliac are appropriate alternatives to therapy, but hey, different strokes for different folks. The Skull Mask adds another horrifying layer to this story, in a way that acknowledges that trauma can strip someone of their identity, ultimately becoming a faceless embodiment of what had hurt them. And this boy's experience is agonizing to watch unfold. You can't help but to feel a little empathetic. The gore of Headless is rounded out by a few thick layers of cheese, which tend to add to the 1970s vibe this film projects. And it can't be all eyeballs and piss. Well, I suppose it can, and it mostly is. But there's also a hallucinatory fantasy element that I love about this movie. Think Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh skipping through a grassy field on a balmy summer afternoon, dragging a body behind them. And in addition to that, the soundtrack is a solid 10 out of 10. Headless earns an A grade and a hot date with a decapitated head. This film is a skull full of fun, but not for the faint of heart. 100% would not watch with my Grammy. It's the kind of thing that is equally uncomfortable to watch alone as it is with a friend, but at least with a friend you have some backup if your mom walks in on you. I hope this film disturbs you as much as it disturbs me, and if it doesn't, get a therapist immediately. Thanks for watching, and until next time, sweet screams.